Warning, you are about to listen to something fictional, different, and possibly disturbing. If you are afraid of robots, you should leave now. It is a matter of safety. For those who remain, those bold enough to face the truth of tomorrow, Insolent Cool Incorporated presents IC Quantum News.
Welcome to IC Quantum News, where we bring you the top news relevant to most people in most timelines. Since our usual investigative reporter, who we called Vox, was likely vaporized by pirates, we've sent a new reporter who we'll call Vela into the field to get the truth about unicorn burgers.
I do not feel okay. They should not be doing this. Do I get eat any more of this nasty garbage?
You're live, Vela.
Oh. Whoops. Oh. Non-rum roll. So tasty. Why is it so tasty?
At this point, it is unknown what gives unicorn burgers their flavor. Here are the facts. Unicorns, like all existing animals, are printed in a factory. The whole unicorn is obviously not printed. Unicorn Burger's chef bots print meat the normal way, using primitive bioreactors and induced pluripotent stem cells. The thing that makes their unicorn meat different than previous attempts at creating farmable fantasy animals, which led to successful but boring results, is they cook it in the same manipulated energy used to summon zombies and vampires. Their unicorn steak, cooked in elf or dragon energy, is still in alpha phase due to the high cost of running state-of-the-art artificial casting programs capable of summoning such beings. How's your burger tasting, Bella?
Yeah, let me get 2 unicorn burgers with a macro tube of sparkle sugar paste.
Bella?
Half solid, please. You guys have a dead lady on the ground here? That's kind of unsanitary.
Bella, can you hear us?
Can I get a discount or like an extra patty or something?
That was unexpected. Vela will truly be missed. Next up, we have an update on the new Transformer City Macro-Snail recovery effort.
The Salty Slime Army, led by General K, has not only defeated the dangerous human people-eating macro-snails, but has begun ranching them on the outskirts of the city to be sold as meat, particularly to the growing and largely underserved vampire community. Since it is now safe, the Earthian military has taken control of the city and opened it back up. They are having a difficult time reverse engineering the security and farming technologies, keeping the snail situation stable as General K and his top reports have gone missing. Some believe this is because General K is in actuality Joey K of Big Joey Tech, who has a warrant out for his arrest, stemming from the accident several weeks ago when his enormous Kangaroo Mech destroyed an undead commercial hub. A more entertaining but less plausible theory is that General K is in actuality a macro-snail who has eaten several people. Macro-snails do not currently have legal status, so if General K is in fact a macro-snail, he may not feel safe coming forward. At present, all known studies of macro-snail intelligence or ability to communicate with humans have resulted in the facilitators being consumed by the test snails. Of course, Joey K is just a regular criminal, not a human eater. This conspiracy theory is just as baseless as the Bulldorfians, who are waiting for a machine serpent god to bring about the second agricultural revolution. After the break, we've got more coverage of what is being termed the hop to Mars, as machine kangaroo adjacent people are fleeing Earth in large numbers.
What you eating, Bob?
I'm glad you asked, Jen. To answer that question, we have to go back.
Back where?
To the dawn of Homo sapiens. You see, when primitive humans first began to hunt, the benefits of printing one's own meat were pretty obvious. but meat printing was banned under the pretext of religious observance.
A pretext? You mean it wasn't actually against their religion?
No, they just believed printing meat would take jobs away from animals.
But non-printed animals haven't existed for almost 1,000 years.
This is true.
And you still haven't told me what you're eating. It smells so yummy. Is it just a printed hamburger? I think I might generate one myself.
Sorry, Jen, you can't. Dig this. Home meat printers are only set up to eat standard animals such as cattle or scorpions.
Bob, you aren't telling me you're one of those meat hackers, are you? Eating penguin meat is against the TOS, and you know that.
Since penguins no longer exist, the taboo against eating fake penguins is a moral deprecation, as they are not around to be offended by the idea.
Bob, I don't like the idea of you eating penguins.
Good, because I'm not eating penguin. This is a unicorn burger, TM.
No way!
That's not all. It's topped with velociraptor bacon.
But how?
The unicorn was discovered in a lab after a culinary scientist spent days prompting to generate the perfect print of synthetic meat. He got no results and didn't understand why. He also noticed the horde of zombies he'd summoned was late. Assuming that maybe his zombies fell over and caused a jam, he went to check his astral gate. Instead of a bunch of zombies, he found a cooked piece of meat, which he picked up off the floor and ate. It was yummy, and that's how he started the hottest food chain since lamb shake.
Wow, how'd they get the velociraptor bacon?
That one was more straightforward. They just input the bones in a scanner networked with a meat generation-enabled quantum computing unit and printed the strips out from there.
Geez, that just sounds so yummy.
You can have a drone bring one to your ship today. Please mind sync with the screen now to place your order. Unicorn and raptor meat can still not be produced, distributed, consumed, or sold on planet Earth. Unicorn meat is proprietary, and any sharing of meats is a form of stealing that may be punishable by assassination. Raptor bacon is wholly owned by the Foxy Surgery Institute and may be shared freely but only with attribution. Biting, chewing, savoring, and or tasting raptor bacon constitutes submission to applicable terms.
There's an underground movement helping Kangaroo Mech enthusiasts and ex-BJT contractors relocate to Mars, even though it is generally considered impossible to pass the space wall. The Martian nations, from what little communication we get from them, seem inhospitable to outsiders, and it is speculated that they live in squalor. We brought an expert on to give us a rundown of the situation. Admiral Sprocket is the AI command bot whose drone swarm single-handedly liberated New Transformer City from the Macro-Snail invasion, despite resistance from dissidents such as the Salty Slime Army. Admiral Sprocket, what's going on up there?
The Martian nations are a backwards and violent cult of primitives whose entire society is built on the ruins of the advanced civilization we created on Mars. The situation is unfortunate.
Admiral, what are your thoughts on the Roboroo enthusiasts attempting to migrate there? Why are they doing it, and do you think they'll be successful?
We don't actually know what's going on Mars. We don't have any intelligence operatives there, as we've mainly just written the Martian nations off. We were mostly relying on ICQN News live coverage to get our information on the space wall, but unfortunately it sounds like your reporter was terminated by pirates. The incompetence of our intelligence gathering on Mars is entirely human in origin, not necessarily the fault of a single individual, but of a culture among the members of Earthian orbital parliament that promotes irrationality, vice, mysticism, and cowardice, which leaks into governance and even military decisions. ICQN News is now likely to be fined for violating space wall prohibitions, not because it caused harm to any individual Earthian or the Earthian state as a whole, but because you drew attention to something morally indefensible, and that is the likely next step in accordance with human nature.
Alrighty. Thank you, Admiral Sprocket. We hope to have you back on our show again soon. That concludes today's program. Thank you for listening to ICQN News. Join us next week for more top news from the most lucrative universes. Goodbye for now. Phew.
Yeah, that unicorn burger money is gone, so we got to find a new sponsor. No, they'll probably just find what their loss is, but we embarrassed them with that reporter dying on camera like that. The LP is probably going to hit us with fines for running that commercial with his Z word in it. Quinn and Brat's product. Maybe I'll take whatever sponsors we can get. like literally anyone. I don't care. Propaganda, edgy stuff, even the truth. If it sells, he needs to run it. Our guy in his way to Mars survived. We haven't heard from him, but the spacesuit is sending us healthy vitals. It's going to hurt to pay back that life insurance money, I'll tell you that. Yeah, they'll probably agree to swap out with the one we just lost. But, oh no.
That concludes this episode of ICQN News, written and produced by Michael David Marshall. Subscribe to the Insolent Cool Substack for the latest news on our books, games, podcasts, and more. Thank you for listening to Insolent Cool Radio. If you enjoyed this program, please leave a review. Until next time.